we are going to talk about some construction materials. First of all, we are talking about walls and windows. Tell me, I know these are all silly questions, but just shout out what you think. What are walls for? What are walls for and what are windows for?
Walls are for defining space.
Defining space.
Dividers.
Support. Support is here. Like in your house. Yeah. So the walls surround you, protect you. And what about windows? Windows in your house.
Let light in.
Let light in.
See through.
You can see through the window. Some people can see through and see you inside the house. And what are walls made of? What do we use to make walls? Drywall,
plaster,
wood,
Sheetrock.
cement, steel, iron, and very commonly bricks. And windows, of course, are made of glass. What is the major difference between bricks and glass?
Temperature and the conductivity.
Yes. And you mentioned about windows, we can see through because it's made of glass. Can we see through walls? No, because it's made of bricks. Okay, so let's put walls and windows, bricks and glass aside for just a minute, because you will not be hearing a lot about the building of a house. You've got enough of me. In the past 2 weeks, I talked a lot about house search and real estate agents. So enough about real house. What you will hear about today is actually about a research that I recently read about infidelity. As you know, I mentioned earlier in the table of topics, there are 2 reasons that majorly lead to a divorce in America. The first one is the financial issue, and the second one is sex, including infidelity. One bothering fact about infidelity is that it is something that we seem to not have a control. It seems to get out of our control. And yet, in the next 5 minutes, you will hear about a tool that will help you to manage what is going on inside and around your relationship, so that you can manage and you will not get out of control. And in that way, you can maintain the relationship that you have always treasured. So this research about infidelity is conducted by a doctor. Her name is Shirley Glass. How funny, Shirley Glass, and then she's talking about glass. She is a world expert in infidelity research. I have to admit, before I didn't think people can be an expert on infidelity, but she is. So Shirley Glass has been going all around the United States interviewing people, and her main question is, how does infidelity come about? How do people, very good, decent people like Harry Truman, are swept away by the currents of desire, and in the meantime destroying their lives and their families, and they at that time have no idea that they are doing that. When she interviewed people who have extramarital affairs, the common answer they give out is they didn't really see it coming. They didn't see that it's happening. It just happened. They were not out there looking for love outside their marriage. It just happened. So suddenly we felt like infidelity is like a car accident or an apple falling out of a tree, bump on your head, something like that. But Shirley Glass gave out a theory. She thinks of relationship as a house. We are bringing the construction materials in now. She thinks of relationship as a house built of bricks and glass. The bricks made up of the walls. The walls protect you inside your house, where you keep the secrets that you share with only your spouse. And the windows made up of glass is what you can see through, what you share with your families and friends, what they know about you. And Dr. Glass said that infidelity starts with a friendship, just a friendship. Make no mistake, there is nothing wrong with friendships outside of a marriage. But what happens is when we are having just casual friendships with our coworker, our friends, old friends, acquaintance, one thing leads to another, and sometimes we share a lot of our thoughts, our deep thoughts and emotions and feelings, our hopes and dreams, our struggles, our embarrassments, everything to this new person, just because that person is listening. And we thought it is harmless. What you are picturing is we're actually building a big window, sharing your heart out. That person can now see through your heart, knowing all of your inside emotions and feelings. And of course, you are feeling good about this new relationship. You don't want your spouse to feel jealous. And you don't talk about this relationship with your spouse. And as you can picture, you are building a brick wall between you and your spouse. You are thinking nothing is happening, I'm doing nothing wrong. But then one thing leads to another. You are spending more time with this new person. And this new person has become your confidant. You are sharing a lot of time and emotions and talking. And at the same time, your relationship with your spouse now seems empty. You guys don't talk anymore. And then one day, infidelity took place. So we talk a lot about walls and windows, glass and bricks. How do we get out of this? What do we get away from this? How do this new knowledge help us? Dr. Shirley said that now that we know how infidelity starts, from that we build that windows and build that wall, and now when you find yourself having this new friend and you are sharing this kind of deepest emotions and feelings, realize that you are doing that and then take a step back. Here is one thing that Dr. Shirley suggests. There is actually one smart path to go, that is to go back to your spouse and talk about it. And you can say something along the lines of, darling, I'm kind of worried about something. I met this new person. I had lunch 2 times in the past week, and I saw myself sharing a lot of intimacies with this new person and things that I used to share only with you. I'm worried. I want to just share these emotions with you. I want us to be that intimacy again. Do you think we can do anything to rekindle our relationship? Tell me, what do you think the spouse will say? Will she say yes? He or she will say yes or no?
Would say, what are you talking about?
And does that mean a yes or no? Does that mean a yes or no? Something in between. So the truth is, he or she can say no. What are you talking about? Or even worse, I don't give a damn who you spend your time with. And then you know that it is somewhere in the relationship that you are thinking of something new, a divorce or something, to get out of that relationship. But if he or she saw that longing in your asking and take you back in, and you guys can find out measures to work on your relationship. And that I have shared with you. Dr. Shirley has a study on the mechanism of infidelity. Now you have the tools so that you can manage when things seems to get out of control, and so you can get things back in control and maintain that precious relationship again. Thank you.
Thank you.